What's up, YouTube? DJ Kryptonite here, talking boxing, combat sports, all that jazz. Let's get it. I just want to talk about the George Kambosos Devin Haney fight. I really do think it's going to be a great fight. That's kind of where my thoughts are on this. I really think it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great action-packed fight. But I'm really not convinced about Devin Haney. This is my issue. Devin Haney, him and his dad, his dad is done great with promoting him, getting him to sign these deals. I think he was signed with DAZN, Matchroom, or whatever. He's signed, great contracts and has had less than meaningful fights. But he's been getting compensated because of the contractual arrangement he had with DAZN. So he was actually getting paid pretty well, him and his dad. When you hear them talk, they're always talking about the money, bottom line, that sort of thing, and how great his son is. And Devin Haney, of course, his confidence level is the same, meaning, yeah, his confidence level is, out the roof, and he's a great fighter. He should be deemed as one of the top lightweights or what have you in the game. And I don't argue any of those points to a point, though. To a point. Because I don't really feel that Haney is as elite as he makes himself out to be. I think his last outing, he got touched a few times in his fight, which all boxers do. But you're really not fighting this high caliber opponents. Much like Ryan Garcia got tapped and touched and got put down on his butt, and he's touted as one of the better ones. The thing about it is, yeah, everybody gets tagged, everybody gets touched, everybody goes down at some point. Well, not everybody, but, for the most part, it's boxing. You're going to get touched. My problem with Devin Haney is, I think he's more concerned about his rating, his money, his wallet. I don't know if he's actually that serious about the boxing side of it. And it's more or less the respect thing. They like to talk a great game, him and his dad, about being the best, but they really haven't fought anybody yet. And I think George Kambosos has proven to be, after beating Teofimo Lopez, I think after beating Lopez, he's kind of proven that he's going to be a legitimate test for Devin Haney. And my thought on it is, Kambosos is actually going to be fighting in his home country, hometown, or what have you. And Haney's going to his neighborhood to fight. And I'm a little concerned about that, just a little bit, because, anything can happen when you're fighting in somebody else's country. The judges can be swayed and that sort of thing. But my thing is, I think Kambosos is a legitimate, rugged guy, and Haney has not proven to be that. Haney does have skills. He doesn't have a whole lot of power, but he does have fundamentals. He has the skills to get around the ring, move around the ring. Like I said, he's a skilled boxer, but he lacks that power that people would ultimately respect. Like, you move back, you're concerned about his power, you kind of wait him out until the later rounds where you can take his punches and that sort of thing. He's not that sort of fighter, and he's not like a timing fighter that's going to catch you with these flash type knockdowns. Not because he's lacking the power, but his timing is just impeccable. I don't see that either. So I think Kambosos is not going to really respect Haney to a point where he's going to move backwards. And that's what I'm afraid of with Haney, because if Kambosos comes to him, doesn't respect his power, and is rugged, and he decides he's going to take it to him, that's when I'm going to be concerned, because this will be Devin Haney's test for that type of fight, because it's not going to be an easy fight for him. And my prediction in this fight is, I think Devin Haney is probably going to lose this fight. I don't know if it's going to be a stoppage, but I think Kambosos is going to bring the action, and by bringing the action, I think he's going to outscore him. He's a little unorthodox, little crafty for a guy with that skill level. Not to say that he's unskilled, but he doesn't really have a whole lot of skills. I think he's just rugged, and he's persistent. So I really do think this is going to be Haney's biggest test as to date, and I don't think he's going to pass this test. I really think Kambosos is going to catch up with him and just outlast him, because I think he's going to come to him. And as he comes to him, he's going to eat a lot of those punches and give punches. And Devin Haney already has shown that he really can't take a big punch. You know, he's been stunned a few times, and I'm like, if that was another guy, he may have tasted a defeat in that. But he hadn't run into the right guy. Not to say Kambosos has that sort of knockdown power or knockout power, which I don't really think he has. But I think he's rugged, and he's going to give it to him in bunches. I mean, I think he's just going to keep coming, and if Haney isn't careful, he's going to Kambosos is going to beat him through attrition, and that's kind of where I think this fight will go. Again, I think Haney's a skilled fighter. I just don't think he is as hyped as what his dad and he thinks at this point. At some point, you got to have some humility in the game, and sometimes the humility comes with a challenge, and this challenge may garner some humility as a result of that ruggedness and that take it to him that George Kambosos is going to bring to this fight. So sometimes you have to be humbled, and I think this is going to be the fight that Haney may be humbled. Humility is going to be, I guess, the winner in this case. So, not to say that Kambosos is the most humble guy in the world, but I don't think Haney is going to be the guy to humble Kambosos. So, I don't know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, comment. My prediction, I believe Kambosos is going to outlast him, and he's much more durable of a fighter. And I think it's going to be it's going to be an ugly fight. And being an ugly fight, I think Kambosos wins by a unanimous decision. I think he'll win by unanimous decision because of the nature of the fight. So let me know what your thoughts are. Like, subscribe, comment. DJ Kryptonite out. Deuces.